We're going to be doing 5 minutes of Reiki to get started in here. And then after that, we're going to spend some time doing some tarot, possibly doing some affirmations, helping with manifestation, stuff like that. So, first of all, I am going to go ahead and start off with the Reiki. What you need to know about Reiki is that whether you're watching this now or whether you're watching this later, the Reiki is good for you because it is not limited by time or space. So, you can get some good juice out of it either way. And Reiki is good for a lot of things. Most people think about it as being good for medical. It is that. It's also good for mental and emotional situations. It's good to help with repairing relationships, even creating good relationships. It's also good for helping with financial situations as well. So, a lot of wonderful uses for Reiki. And what I'm doing is I'm just setting the intention for whatever will benefit you the most for each of you as individuals. If you have something more specifically you would like the Reiki to focus on, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention for yourself so that you can have the Reiki helping you with whatever that is. For right now, I'm going to get it started and we'll do 5 minutes of Reiki. And this is a tiny session. A normal session with me lasts about an hour. So this is just a tiny little taste of Reiki here. Hello there, Gabby. Welcome, welcome. Question is, how are you? I'm fantastic. I'm alive. I'm breathing. What time did we start Reiki? 8:51. So at 56 after the hour, we'll finish up with the Reiki. Chakoya, hello, hello. Thanks for the thumbs ups already, ladies. I appreciate that. I figure if I'm alive, I'm breathing, I'm doing pretty darn good. Lots of opportunities in that case. Glad to hear that you are good too. I'm going to be at the Lakewood store tomorrow. Are you going to be anywhere around? Or are you going to be way too far away? Shakoya, what's going on in your world today? Can't disagree with that. Life is good. Life is good and getting better all the time. If anybody has any questions about Reiki, now is the best time to ask those while I'm actually sending the Reiki out. I am a certified Usui Reiki master, so I can certainly answer those questions for you. Just throw them up in the chat if you've got one. Oh, no. Alive and blessed. Well, I'm glad you're still alive and blessed and able to recognize it. And I imagine your mess is probably going to come up whenever I read cards, so I'm not going to ask you too much about that. Not yet, anyway. You're going to be working for a living. Yeah, that happens, doesn't it? That old working thing. 3 more minutes of Reiki left. Anybody in the room have questions about Reiki? This is a great time to ask those. I am qualified to answer them because I am a Reiki master in the Usui line. La da da da. So guys, I'm getting used to new glasses. I've got, I don't know, what do they call them? Multifocals or something? They're not like bifocals. They're lineless. And so if you see me like trying to figure out where the sweet spots are, now you know that's why. That's why. It took me forever to admit that I might need these, but I think I'm going to like them. All right, let's see. 2, is that right? Yeah, 2 more minutes. That's kind of hard to substantiate for sure, but yes, I would say so. I had a 28-year-old lady who, um, what was her deal? There was something wrong with her to the point that she was supposed to have dialysis. I remember that, and the doctors wouldn't even put her on dialysis because, oh, she was, like, in liver failure or kidney failure or something. I don't even remember the specifics anymore. This has been, like, a long time ago, 5 years ago probably. Anyway, she was a young lady. She was, like, 28 years old. She had 2 young kids at home, and she had whatever failure this was happening, and the doctors were saying she probably wasn't gonna live. And they knew that if they put her on dialysis, that her body couldn't even take that, and she needed to have dialysis. It was liver failure, that's what it was. Anyway, so I did Reiki for her, and, um, the next day, they put her on dialysis, and it was, I don't remember exactly, it was, like, less than a week, and she got to go home and be with her kids again and try to live a normal life. I mean, her part of how she got in the hospital was she definitely had a drinking issue. So, I don't know how she did with drinking after that, but she at least got to go out of the hospital. Kiki, hello, hello. Glad to see you in here. I think you've been here before. Welcome back. And then the other time that I used Reiki that I'm pretty sure it saved somebody's life was this little girl who got ran over, and she was in very, 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 very bad shape. She was supposed to have 6 major surgeries if she got strong enough that she could take any surgeries, before they were gonna start doing therapy and then let her go home. And, I mean, she had some terrible stuff. She had a broken clavicle, she had a broken collarbone, she had, blood in her lungs, and she had air in her kidneys. I mean, she was a mess, a really bad mess. And, I did Reiki for her. I think we did 3 sessions, maybe 4. We did 3 sessions for her, 3 days in a row, and she did get better, and the doctors were sending her back for surgery, and then, before you go back for surgery, I guess they take you back and redo your X-rays or your scans or whatever and make sure that they mark your body right for the place for the surgeon so that they know they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And so they would keep taking her back for these little preliminary, um, scans, X-rays, whatever, and then they would roll her right back up to her room where her family was, and they would say, "Well, we don't really know exactly, what happened, but she doesn't need that surgery." And so that actually happened 6 times. And then she went home. I started doing Reiki for her on a Saturday. She went home on Friday with no surgeries and no therapy and went home. So, short answer is yes. All right, we've gone a little over on the Reiki. Let's wrap that up. I used to have pictures of her on the phone, but I think I finally took them off. But I had the picture of her in the hospital right after, and then I had a picture of her with a little Facebook filter or Instagram filter or something a couple months later, and she's just completely different person, completely. That happened when she was 9. I think she just turned 16. I think on Facebook I just saw her 16th birthday a few days ago. All right. I need some scratch paper. What did I do with all my scratch paper? Scratch paper. Whoops, I want my calendar. I have to get that later. All right, right now we're just focusing on today anyway. Okay, so you guys tell me what you need. Do you want me to bring through a message from Spirit? Do you have a specific question? Do you want help manifesting something? Do you want help coming up with a good affirmation along that lines? What is it you guys would like today? I feel like my allergy medicine is wearing off, so if I start coughing, guys, I apologize. Message from Spirit from Chakoya. Okay, Chakoya, you're going to be number 1. Who else wants what? Ba-da-da-da. I guess you're the only one who wants anything, Miss Chakoya. Oh, here we go. Jean, hello, hello. You didn't even say hi. Message from Spirit for you too. Ray Liz, hello, hello, my dear. What would you like? A message from Spirit? Do you have a specific question you want answered, or do you want help with a manifestation? I'll help you come up with a good affirmation for it. What is it you would like? You can always say hi when you come in late. It's good. Otherwise, I kind of feel like if somebody doesn't say hi, I feel like they just kind of came into my living room, took their shoes off, went to my refrigerator, pulled out a drink, came back to the living room, sat down and plopped their feet right up on my coffee table without even saying hi. That's not cool, right? So even if you're late coming in, feel free to say hi. You're all good. All right, so Ray, Liz, you haven't told me what you want yet, honey bunny. Kiki, I haven't heard from you what you want either. Natalie, hey, my friend, how are you? What would you like today? Would you like a message from Spirit? Would you like a specific question answered? Or would you like help with an affirmation to manifest something? Oh, very cool. How are things going with the stepkids? Message from Spirit for Ms. Natalie. All right. All right. I was afraid you were going to say something like that. Uh-oh. Okay, well, okay, Sequoia is number 1. After that is going to be Jean. After that is going to be Natalie. Everybody wants a message from Spirit today. Or really, do you want to ask a question about the stepkids, Natalie? Do you want to ask if that's the best thing? Okay, so Ray wants best advice regarding her relationship. What's the other person's first name? First name only, please. With Eric. Okay. Okay. So we're changing yours from a message from Spirit to a question. Ms. Natalie. That's too general. That's too general because in some ways you're gonna, and in some ways you're not. Do we want to ask that about the punishment specifically? If it's having a positive impact or not? Help me, help me. Okay, who are we starting with? Sequoia, there's the sweet spot. So for those of you who weren't here earlier, I warned everybody that this is my first day in not bifocals. I went straight up glasses to multifocals. So if you see me with my head wandering, it's because I'm looking for the sweet spot where I can actually see. That's good too. Okay, awesome. All right, so yeah, I can't find it. All right. Sequoia, message from Spirit. Shakoya. What's the best message from Spirit for Shakoya today? By the way, guys, I am using the vice versa tarot today. Oh, you mean you want to be their friend? That's later, my friend. That's later. All right, so Chakoya. Here we go. First of all, you've got, is this the king or the queen? This is the king of wands showing up in reverse. And, dang it, girl, you've got the magician. Okay, this tells me that you've got some kind of bossy butt that likes to tell you what to do and be the leader and step over their own boundaries that you have great chemistry with. They're awesome in bed, but can you put up with them when you're in the living room or the kitchen? That's the question. All right, I'm going to get serious now. You do have a bossy butt that you have great chemistry with, though. Now, let's look at best advice for you. Michelle, hello, hello, welcome. Glad you're here. Sequoia, you've got the 9 of coins behind you. Whew. Tower in reverse. This is also behind you. 6 of Cups. Okay, what's going on? You went from being single and independent to being with somebody, but not necessarily happy with that 9 of coins in reverse. That's not like a 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups is happy to be with somebody. That 9 of coins in reverse says, man, I'm not single anymore. I miss it. I miss it. I'm tired of washing this dude's socks. All right, that's what that card says to me. Now, you've got the Tower in reverse. This is interesting in this deck, though. There's a lot of implications in this card. If you look at him, if you look at this in the front, see, you can see all the walls around the tower there. It's pretty much solid, except for right where the lightning hit it and hit the bozos falling out. Now, you did get this in reverse, but we're looking at it right side up. Look at the back of the tower, which is the side you got. You got the back of the tower. You can see right through that tower. You can see it's all a facade. All right. And you got the back of the tower in reverse. This basically says that you, in losing your singledom, you decided that you were going to try to rebuild a situation that would potentially bring security. And what you're seeing is that there's no way this thing is being rebuilt. You're finding out new information. This may be just, I don't think so. I wanted to say this may be just remembering, oh, yeah, this is why I was not with you for a while. But I think there's more than that going on here. I think you're realizing there is no way we can make this solid and secure. It's only as strong as the weakest link, you know? Now, 6 of Cups, this tells me that you're still remembering things from the past that were pleasant. With that 6 of Cups coming in right side up, definitely things in the past were pleasant. So we can see why you would want to get into this because you're hoping for a repeat of the past. You want that pleasantness back. Okay, so we can understand that. The problem is that the 6 of Cups not only talks about pleasant memories, it talks about this sentimental type of feeling. Okay, this is like somebody who has a lot of great memories from playing an 8-track player, going back and getting all their 8 tracks out of storage and then realizing that they don't have an 8-track player anymore. And for those of you who don't know what an 8-track player is, substitute cassette player. And if you don't know cassette player, substitute, I don't know, cassettes came after albums, then I guess you're out of luck. You're just too young. Too young to understand. I can see that. And I can see that that's really hard because you have good memories with this person. You wish things could be the way they used to be. Exactly. Exactly. Well, I think you did the right thing. I wouldn't want to wash his socks either. That's one of the things when I was with Scott, we did not live in the same house. And I used to always tell him, you know why this works, don't you? And he would say, why? And I would say, because I don't have to make meat and potatoes every night, and I don't have to wash your socks. And for those of you who are newer watching me, Scott is my significant other that passed away October 29th of 2011. He was the love of my life, and he is the reason I discovered that I have psychic abilities. And whenever he passed away, I was still in love with him, but we did not have a traditional type relationship. Let's see. So that was Chakoya. Jean is up next with a message from Spirit. Are you still in the room, Miss Jean? I don't consider it a loss anymore. It was really rough at the time, but he led me straight to the life that I was meant to lead. Okay, Ms. Jean, here is your message from Spirit. And besides, I can still talk to him anytime I want. He probably wishes I would shut up once in a while. Okay, Jean. Best message from Spirit for Jean. Well, your first card just became your second card because it flopped out. Because your second card flopped out in front of the first one. All right, what do we have going on here for Ms. Jean? Jean. Yep. Okay, honey bunny. You've got the King of Swords showing up that side. And you've got the Ten of Wands that side as well. This is interesting. And the reason it's interesting, maybe because of my new glasses, maybe not. For the first time ever, I'm seeing that scythe towards the bottom of the card there. That's back behind that King of Swords. Usually you see a King of Swords with a straight sword. The scythe is kind of bent. It's kind of twisted. It's kind of not true. It's like a truth twisted because for me, the swords and the sword suit talks about thoughts. They talk about words. And if they're twisted, then, they've got a spin on them. They're not really true necessarily. This definitely has a big spin on it. So, Jean, I'm going to say that you have somebody in your past who is highly intellectual and who is really good at twisting the words, who finally decided to tell you the truth after a while and take accountability for the damage that they've done. They're taking responsibility. Notice that that twisted up sword, that scythe, is on the ground. The king is not carrying it anymore. And his back is towards us, which means he's already walked away from the situation. So this is a situation that's done and gone. So Spirit's just giving you a new perspective on it, I think. This guy has taken responsibility for some lies that he told or some manipulation that he did. Michelle, I'm going to put you on the list real quick. You're going to be the 5th person. I'm going to be here for 35 more minutes. I'm not quite sure if I'll get to you or not, but we'll find out. If anybody wants to butt in line, all you have to do is read the directions in the description box below. Let's see, though. Let me get back to focusing on Ms. Jean and her situation. So somebody took responsibility for their BS in the past. Now, what do we have? Oh, that's why this is showing up. 10 of Swords in reverse. That side of the Sun card. That side of the 8 of Cups in reverse. What on earth, Miss Jean? Ten of Swords in reverse is my card that just says it ain't over. It ain't over. And I think this other person knows that it ain't over. Yeah, this person looks back at the past and how good the past was and the good things that you guys were able to accomplish together. Wow. Yeah, this person's coming back. This person is coming back. Interesting. They've done a little bit of growing up because they've already recognized where they kind of messed things up by not telling the truth. They took accountability for that in the past. Now we see them, they're planning on coming back. They're gonna see if you're gonna allow them back in your life again or not. I don't feel like that. I just don't feel like that has happened yet. I feel like that's still coming up. I mean, I like it that they've matured since you guys were together. Well, thank you for the feedback. I think that's going to be a rough decision. It's nice that he matured, but it's a rough decision. Okay, Natalie, are you still in the room? We have a question. I think I'm going to reword it again. How will the punishment that Natalie and her husband are giving to the stepkids, how will that impact them moving forward? Okay, thank you for checking in, Natalie. You're quite welcome, Jean. What's interesting, what's coming up here. All right, so we're starting off with the Four of Swords, which basically talks about forced downtime. They can't do all the things that they would normally do. That's kind of what happens whenever you're grounded or something like that. So, not too surprised to see this card come up whenever we're dealing with punishment. Just means that, they're limited, they're restricted on the things that they can do right now. They're not doing all the things they would normally do. Ace of Wands. This talks about them coming up with some new creative ideas. So I think they're finding ways to fill their time that are actually probably more healthy and productive for them than what they used to do. I want to go back. The other thing about the Four of Swords is it does allow us, when we're not able to do everything we would normally do, to think things through and to come into a new perspective on things that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Okay. Now, so I think that's what's causing this Ace of Wands, these new ideas about things they can do and how to fill their time. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. That's good. Now, here's the thing. This is actually, I think you just told me my card's meaning, Natalie. Five of Pentacles showing up in reverse. Okay. Because they're bored. Five of Pentacles in reverse does say where you were kind of like on the fringes of society or of a group, now you're more intertwined with it than what you used to be. Okay. So that's a very positive thing. Now, Ten of Swords talks to me about when this is all over. Eight of Cups. They're walking away from something. And so I wanted to look and see, are they, and that's why you saw me putting down like 15 extra cards. I wanted to see if they were walking away from the behavior that got them in trouble. To a certain degree, yes. To a certain degree. I wanted to see if they were walking away from their affection towards you, because I know that's what you're worried about. Nah, that's not it. They're going to be feeling less affectionate actually towards their dad if you guys continue on this path. So maybe that's because they're more affectionate towards each other, but it's significant that it comes up. And I guess part of that was really part of your question that you're wondering about. It seems to me like they feel a little bit betrayed by dad. It's interesting that you don't really show up as the bad guy. Just dad. That must be why they're feeling a little betrayed by it. Hey, Froggy, Froggy. Hello, hello. How are you? Okay, so who is my next person? Ray Liz. Are you still in the room, Ray Liz? We've got a question for you as well. Froggy, Froggy. I'm still going to be here for 26 more minutes, I think, something like that. So, Froggy, if you want a message from Spirit, or if you want a question answered, or if you want help with an affirmation, just let me know. Okay, Ray Liz, thank you for waiting and being so patient. Here we go. Ray Liz. Ray Liz. Best advice for Ray Liz regarding her relationship with Eric. Oh, I'm not so sure if I like these glasses. Best advice. 3 cards or 5? 5 cards. Okay. Dang it, girl. Woo. Woo, 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 woo. Dang it, girl. Mm-mm. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to say before I start showing you the cards. Put on your hard hat and buckle your seatbelt, honey bunny, because this probably is not going to be what you want to hear. I'm not sure. Maybe it's going to confirm exactly what you already know. I'm not sure. Strength card showing up. That side. This side of the Three of Pentacles. This side of the Tower. No, that side of the Tower. That side of the Two of Pentacles. And that side of the Six of Pentacles. These boots were made for walking. All right. So here's the thing. You have a situation here that I'm not very happy with. And I'm not very happy with it because, it's not straight up black and white as far as the situation that you had with Eric. First of all, I feel like you guys at one point were able to work together and collaborate really well, and probably were working on building a life in a way that worked very nicely. Okay. Problem is, with that side of the strength card showing up, that's telling me that that strength, that thing that was good about your relationship is not strong anymore. It's not something that really happens anymore. It's not something that works in the relationship anymore. Maybe it's not even a part of the relationship anymore. All right. Now, with my Tower card, something has already happened in this relationship that has really shaken it up big time. And because we saw that side of the Tower, which shows us the whole back wall is gone, we can see everything about it. I think that you know exactly what happened that shook everything up. There aren't any secrets here. Okay. You know everything. All right. So you know why the relationship was put in jeopardy or how it was put in jeopardy. Okay. Now, we've got a Two of Pentacles here after the Tower. This really tells me a couple of things. This tells me that you've been kind of trying to keep things going, but at the same time, you know you have other opportunities too. This also tells me that this Tower has to do with him cheating on you. Well, it's not like you're not getting your fair share of attention too. You're not sure which way to go here. And our last card with that Six of Coins, turning your back to the Six of Coins. I think you're going to be, well, you're also turning your back on the Two of Pentacles too. So I think that you're not going to be trying to figure out anymore. At least that's not best advice. Best advice is narrow it down, focus. Focus on the one that makes more sense, the one that takes priority. And also, with this Six of Pentacles, this tells me that Eric was not giving as much as you were to the relationship to begin with. You were giving more in the past, and Spirit wants you to keep that in the past. Focus on somebody who can give you as much as you give them. I don't think you cheated. But I do think that you're getting attention from other people and you recognize that there are other things that you could do here. Okay. And maybe he didn't. I don't have the Three of Swords here. But I would be kind of surprised. That's not cool at all. That's not cool at all because somebody who does not want to share your time, that's a control thing. And people have control things because they're insecure. And somebody who doesn't want you to spend time with your own son, that's really, really, really insecure. That's a problem insecure, is what that is. Anyway, advice is to focus on a relationship that has more give and take, that's more even, that's more reciprocal, where you're not the one giving all the time. And also with this tower, if this tower hasn't already happened, if this is actual advice, not just the setup of the situation, then that is saying break up and don't, you don't have to lie about anything. Just tell them the truth. This is why, man, I can't deal with that. Break up, focus on something that's more reciprocal. All right, so that was Ray Liz. Okay, Michelle, are you still in the room? And Froggy's on the list now for a message from Spirit. Froggy. I bet you your daughter's sleeping, isn't she, Froggy? Michelle is here. Okay, here we go. Michelle, don't I know you from, did I meet you at For Heaven's Sake? You're quite welcome. Thank you for being here and for giving the feedback. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. You're there with your mom. Would your mom like a message from Spirit too? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which one's the one that I did the most readings for? Which one was the one that had the psycho neighbor that I saw? Was that Sarah? That's the one I was thinking of. But I think Sarah's the one that had the baby. I don't think that's the same one. Oh, excellent. Excellent. So ask her if she wants a message from Spirit too, honey. Oh, that was Sarah? Okay. I got confused. What's the name of the one that had the baby? The one that you guys were thinking, man, is she ever going to have a baby? What's her name? Okay, this is a message from Spirit for Ms. Michelle. Ba-da-da-da. 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 Oh, your mom isn't with you now. You're just trying to say she was with you when we met at the store. I got it. Emily is the one I was thinking of, I think. I knew Sarah had one before all that incident that I had that reading where I saw the lady's face. Okay, I'm getting it. You guys, you got to watch me. Not always the quickest on the uptake. Tonight I'm going to blame it on the glasses. I'm going to say they're distracting me. Actually, maybe I'm going to blame it on Mercury retrograde. Or maybe we can just say Amista's not always quick on the uptake. All right, so Michelle, here's your message from Spirit. Situation Spirit wants to talk to you about is the Two of Wands in reverse and that side. Covered by Four of Pentacles in reverse, this side. I am using the vice versa tarot deck tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, if there's any gentlemen in the room. Okay. All right, so Michelle, you have a decision to make. And whichever way you go with this decision, it's going to cause you to take some money that you had sort of stashed away out of that stash and use it for whatever this is that you decide on. Okay? Whatever you decide on is a good decision. Just either one is going to cost you a little something. A little something, something. It's the best advice around this situation. Yep. I don't know if you were in the room, Michelle, whenever I was telling people this is my first experience with multifocals, and I just picked them up this afternoon, and they told me to wear them as long as I could. And this has been the most challenging part of it because I'm looking away at the monitor, which is a different distance from my list of people, which is a different distance from my cards. And it's interesting. They say it gets easier though. All right, so let's look at your solution cards or your advice or your heads up cards. That side of the Five of Swords showing up in reverse. Four of Cups. That side. And, excuse me, this side of the Two of Cups. Sorry guys, I think my allergy medicine's wearing off. Okay, so let's look at this. Five of Swords in reverse. You've been the peacemaker in the past. And you have walked away from disappointment. Damn it, so sorry. Now you're moving towards that thing that you like. And it's time. Actually, Spirit's saying it's past time. Oh, look at that. A happy face with glasses. All right, guys, I have to blow my nose, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a way to cover the camera and mute my microphone because I don't think anybody should have to watch anybody else blow their nose. But I can't get around it. I have to do it. Maybe I'm a weirdo. I don't know. Let's see if I can cover this camera. Maybe. Goodness, it was very dark. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully that'll help us. Okay, so that was Michelle. Next up, who do we have? Froggy. Okay, Froggy. Froggy is next. Tell you what's going to happen with these glasses when I end this video. I am going to very carefully put them in the case while I contemplate how good it would feel to kick them across the room till I get used to them. Bring it on, she says, bring it on. Okay, here we go, Froggy. Well, that's really interesting. I'm going to have to see something before we go too deep into that. Sorry, guys. I just really have to look at something and make sure this card is what I think it is. Yeah, this is what I think it is. All right. All right. Well, you got a really badass card. I'll tell you guys what I had to check. So I'm still learning new stuff about this all the time. So this is the card that came up. One of the cards that came up. We'll talk about it in a minute. So that's definitely royalty. There's definitely a throne there with the hair, maybe a guy, right? So I thought I'm going to flip this over and see. I'm going to look at the front and see. Now that to me looks pretty much like a guy. Dang it, still. But the significator on the card is a crown that doesn't have like the little crossy thing in the middle. So this should be a queen. And I was just looking at it going, is that really a queen? That doesn't look like a queen to me. So I had to go through the whole deck to find my King of Swords and just go, yeah, that's the king, which means that your card is the queen. So now that we've got that sorted, what you got, Miss Froggy, for your situation is the Six of Swords. Okay. Followed by the back of the Queen of Swords, that side of the Queen of Swords. Okay. And actually, was the Six of Swords reversed? I think the Six of Swords was originally reversed. No, it wasn't, actually, because I was happy to see it. All right, so Six of Swords talks to me about moving away from something that has caused some drama, some conflict, some chaos, moving forward into something that is more peaceful. That makes sense with our Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords just means that to do that, you've had to cut somebody off from communicating with you. My Queen of Swords is vicious about cutting somebody off too. Like, she does not play. This isn't just, don't talk to me today. This is, you are blocked from Facebook, you are blocked from Instagram, you are blocked from messaging, you are blocked from calling, you are blocked from TikTok, you are blocked from Marco Polo. She does not play, okay? Now, if this is somebody that you have to maintain some form of contact with, then you are only allowing that minimal contact. In other words, if this is somebody that you work with, or if this is somebody that you co-parent with, then yeah, you'll allow enough communication to just do the skeleton version of communication around that. That's it. No frills, no extras, no nothing. When she cuts somebody off, she does not want communication from that person. She doesn't want that person passing messages through family members or through friends. Nada. Okay. So this tells me that to find your peace, there is somebody that you have cut off. Okay. Could have been a toxic friend, could be an ex, maybe somebody who is a narcissist in your family. I don't really know. Okay. Now, best advice or heads up around this situation. All right. This side of the Two of Cups in reverse. This side of the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Ah. And this side of the Nine of Wands also in reverse. So here's the deal. Whoever this person is that you cut off, you're not feeling any draw to them. Nope. That's not changing. All right. We don't see anything changing there. You already know that communicating with this person was a terrible situation and it wasn't working. There's no question in your mind that it wasn't working and that nothing was going to make it work. Here's the thing with this last card, that Nine of Wands in reverse, you've got a surprise coming. The surprise is that that person doesn't understand as well as you do that that was not working. And I think this person is going to be very much trying to get your attention so that you guys can talk about communicating again, or more than communicating again, if you catch my drift. Does that make sense for you, Ms. Froggy? Is there anybody in the room that I didn't answer a question for, bring in a message from Spirit for, or do an affirmation for? I'm going to be here for 5 more minutes tops. And watch, Froggy got a phone call now. She didn't even hear her message. La, da, 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 da. Oh, there she is. I know exactly who you're thinking of, because I was like wondering, oh my gosh, the whole time. Let's just say there's an initial involved there that is a P, as in potato. La da 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 da. Kind of figured. Well, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I'm not hearing from anybody else who wants my help tonight, so time for me to take off for the evening. But thank you guys for being here, for keeping me on my toes. I appreciate getting the practice in. You guys are amazing. And if anybody would like to book a private reading or a private Reiki session, you don't have to have your questions answered in a public forum. You can find out how to do that on my website. And everybody just have a wonderful evening. Peace out.